Well, good evening, everybody. This is Michael Reeves, proud member of the Autumn Wind Strat-o-natuc Football League. And tonight we are going to host the second of four Wildcard playoffs. Tonight's matchup will feature the Philadelphia Eagles going up against the Oakland Raiders. If you can see on the screen there, one of our fine graphic designers, our coach who's a great graphic designer, has created this pretty cool layout that you'll see. The AFC teams are on the left. The NFC teams are on the right. This is the second game of four. The first game featured the Dallas Cowboys and the Shreveport Steamer. All these videos, as best we can, we're going to put them on YouTube, so we'll keep the results of that game until the end of the game. We'll let you know who won that one. No spoilers here. But this is the first of the AFC contests. The other AFC contest will feature the New Orleans Saints traveling to New England to take on the Patriots. The other NFC matchup, that is the Grand Rapids Rampage. That's that rhino head. And New York Giants will be traveling to Grand Rapids. The four teams that have byes are there at the bottom of the screen. That's the Houston Texans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Seattle Seahawks, and the Los Angeles Rams. So in just a moment, the two coaches will push across the number, and we will jump into the game here. So we'll go ahead and open that up. But before we do that, I'll tell you a little bit about both these teams and both these coaches. One of the things that makes this Autumn Wind League so great is the website that our league administrators have put together. It's full of really great facts, including a page that includes information about both of these coaches. So this league, one of the forefathers of this league is actually playing tonight. His name is Dave Szymanski. He coaches the Philadelphia Eagles, and he has told me that this league dates all the way back to the late 60s. They didn't start out with Strat-o-natuc. They played another card and dice game. Maybe it was APBA, Status Pro, perhaps. I'm not really sure. But they started playing card and dice a couple of years in, and in 2004, when this game changed over into electronic format, that's when they started putting together this great webpage, basically. It's full of, again, terrific information, not only about the teams, but league history. You can go back all 17 seasons and take a look at the standings, the wins, the losses, the box scores, everything. It's pretty amazing, actually. I've been a member of this league for 5 years. I'm a coach of the Los Angeles Rams, and I'm going to get a chance to enjoy my first taste of the playoffs this year. And so let's talk a little bit about these coaches. So as we mentioned, Dave Szymanski coaches the Philadelphia Eagles. The teams don't have it's kind of goes back and forth year after year. You don't play in the same conference. You don't play in the same division. It's based on divisional records. So you can wind up in the AFC one year and the AFC the next. This is an AFC matchup. And it turns out that both of these clubs are in the division called the Walsh Division. Each conference has three divisions, and they're named after famous head coaches. And, of course, this is Bill Walsh. Philadelphia finished 9-7 this year. 6 teams qualified for the playoffs. Philadelphia secured the number 5 seed, finishing 2 games behind the Oakland Raiders. As we said, Dave Szymanski is the head coach of the Eagles. He's one of the founding fathers, one of several league members who have been in it since its electronic format began in 2004. He's a prolific coach, a lifetime winning percentage, according to the website, of 65%. That's fantastic, a 65% winning percentage. Since 2007, he's made the playoffs 10 times. He has made 1 appearance in the Ooper Bowl, which is our Super Bowl. He is 0-1. He is actually the league runner-up. Yesterday, we had a game between Dallas and Shreveport, and Dallas is the reigning Ooper Bowl champion, looking to defend their crown this year. Philadelphia came up short last year in their one and only Super Bowl appearance. Of their 9 wins, they did have 2 wins against playoff clubs, including the opposition tonight, the Oakland Raiders. So this will be their 3rd matchups of the year. And they also defeated the New Orleans Saints. Now, Oakland is coached by Tim Bowler. And Tim this year guided his club to an 11-5 mark. He joined the league back in 2007, and since then, he has made 7 playoff appearances. And interesting enough, his Super Bowl appearance also was the Dallas Cowboys, whom his club was able to defeat back in 2014, 2015. So they are 1-0 in the Super Bowl. Now, what's interesting about their 11-5 mark, they only had a win against one playoff team, and that would be the Philadelphia Eagles. All of the other clubs that they played had 8-8 records or less. So not a very strong opposition for those 10 wins, basically, but you still have to win them, and that's how you wind up in the playoffs again. So they're going to find out here pretty soon what some tough competition is going to be. Once you get into the next round, either one of these clubs could potentially take on a team with 15 wins or 14 wins. So tonight, these two clubs are going to face off for the right to play in the divisional round playoffs, which will begin next week. We have 2 more games. Both of them have been scheduled for this weekend. It's the first week of February. It's February 5. We're actually 2 days away from the real-life Super Bowl between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. One thing to notice about this game tonight, and we'll talk more about the stats here in just a moment, neither of these two teams have prolific offenses. Of the 12 teams that have qualified for the playoffs, Oakland has scored the 10th fewest points, and Philadelphia has scored the 12th fewest points. So both of these clubs average about 21 points a game. They're both about ball control, basically. So this could be a knockout, drag-out brawl, basically, where the under, I would have to say, I think if this was Vegas, we'd be looking at an over-under of 41, 42 points, maybe 42 and a half. So it's going to be a race to 24. Whoever can get to 24 first tonight has a very real shot of winning this game. If you get to 28, anybody who scores 30, this game is pretty much going to be over. So we expect a tight game. We expect a game that's going to be about ball control and hopefully lessening turnovers. Turnovers could make a big difference in tonight's game. So I'm going to go back here and see if they have put the number in which we can connect to the game. They have put the number up there. And we will join the action here in progress. Looks like the opening kick went into the end zone, and so Oakland, not sure if they won the toss or if they deferred, but either way, Oakland will start out with the ball here, 1st and 10, with the ball at their 25. And here's a pass to LaShawn McCoy that's going to pick up a yard. So let's open up the card image here. And later on, we'll open up the cumulative stats. Check one more time to see if anybody's in the lobby. If you are listening to this broadcast tonight, please hit me up on StreamYard. Join me for this broadcast. Love to have more and more people listen in on this tonight and comment as well. So we'll get back to the action. All right, there is a first down. A first down run. And that's Tevin Coleman. So let me get my notes out here. So you're going to see 3 running backs basically tonight for Oakland. They're going to alternate between Tevin Coleman, who rushed for about 1,000 yards this year. They also have, Tevin Coleman, 1,000-yard rusher. They have LaShawn McCoy, and they also have Madison, who was a rookie running back for the Vikings. So far we've seen a little bit of McCoy, and we've seen a little bit of Tevin Coleman. Their quarterback is Dak Prescott, 14 touchdowns on the season, 10 interceptions, interestingly, but I found it fascinating. Only 2,600 pass yards. Receiver double teamed on that play. Pass is incomplete. That was on Prescott's card. Just missed that interception roll. So now it is 3rd and 3 with the ball at their 44. Dawson Knox, the rookie tight end from Buffalo, was the main target for Dak Prescott this year with 75 catches. Also, Kumaro from Green Bay, I believe, that's 49 catches for him. So they basically got 2 rookies this year in the draft that they are using as full-time wide receivers. They're leading 2, as a matter of fact. There is a flat pass to McCoy, and that's going to move the sticks once again. Another first down. So that's 2 consecutive third down conversions for Oakland, as they now have the ball at the Eagles' 47. So Knox and Kumaro would be your wideouts. They do have a deep threat in Marcus Johnson, who averaged about 20 yards a catch. As a matter of fact, each one of these 2 teams have one deep threat receiver who averaged close to 20 yards or more. And there's another screen pass to Tevin Coleman. Now, Dak Prescott's strength of his card is the flat pass. And so we're likely to see a lot of dinks and a lot of dunks. Autumn Wind does not play with the dump-off rule. And what that means is if on a sack chance the defense does not get to the quarterback, you just basically read the play as is. But in some leagues with the dump-off rule, you do get some benefits to when the opponent isn't able to get to a sack. It basically leaves flat pass zones open. The reason why Strat did this was to improve passing statistics, yards per play, average especially. But this is an old school league, and we've played with these rules probably for quite some time. I've been told they actually at one point may have played with the dump-off rule, but not in this case here. So there is a run for McCoy. It's a pickup of 5, guessed wrong by the defense. And Oakland, once again, on this prolonged drive, gets another first down, has the ball at the 35-yard line. We're just 4 minutes underway here in the second of 4 wildcard games here in Autumn Wind 2020-2021. Oakland Raiders, 11-5, winners of the Walsh Division. Another team in their division, Philadelphia, 9-7, number 5 seed. Here's a button hook pass for Tevin Coleman. It falls incomplete. Interception split on that play. So if we look at the secondary, very strong 5s. Strong 5 free, 5 corner on both sides. Actually, boundary corners are both 5s. He runs the 3-4. He's got a 6 and a 5 in the middle, which creates a lot of flexibility to the left and to the right. So Mario Addison has checked into the game. He is an asterisk pass rusher. We'll talk a little bit about the sack statistics for both of these clubs. Pretty much middle of the pack for both teams. $23 sacks total for Philadelphia this year. Here's an off-tackle run for Tevin Coleman, but he's only able to pick up 2. So this will bring up 3rd down and 8 with the ball resting at the 33. So this is a lengthy field goal at 50 yards. So right in the middle of no man, maybe this is 2-down territory. We'll see. 3rd and 8, 10-12 on a running clock. Oakland has the first possession. They've got a drive now that has gone nearly 5 minutes. Defense 3-3-5, and they're calling blitz here. 2 tight end set for Oakland. So this is going to be a tough conversion for Dallas. Let's see if he brings that free safety up in that blitz after all, or he's looking to double team somebody. So an off-tackle draw for Coleman, but he's only able to get 2. So now it's 3rd and 6. This will bring up a 48-yard field goal, and they're going to try it here. And that kick is going to be short. So the first field goal attempt of the game from Chris Boswell, as you can see on the card, only a 2-4 chance, and Philadelphia is going to take over with excellent field position with the ball at their own 38. That was a drive that took just over 5 minutes, but it comes up short on that field goal attempt. Here is a quick pass to Kyle Juszczyk, and that's a big gainer there. So a nice break for Philadelphia as they get the white dice 6 reading, 0 men in zone, 20-yard pickup for Juszczyk. First down. Quarterback for Philadelphia, Kirk Cousins, 21 touchdowns, 15 interceptions this year. Little turnover prone, 3,500 yards total. You'll basically see 2 backs tonight, and that is Alvin Kamara, who rushed for 1,200 yards this year, and also Pollard, the running back from the real-life Dallas Cowboys. We'll see him tonight. I found it interesting that Kamara wasn't really used out of the backfield very much as a receiver. He only had 40 catches on the year, whereas sometimes you see these backs out of the backfield. For example, we watched a game last night in which Shreveport featured Aaron Jones, who had 109 catches. And even Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback, has twice as many catches as, well, not twice as many, 67 catches compared to 40 for Kamara. So there was a pickup of 5 on the play. It now brings up 3rd down and 5. And again, now Philadelphia finds themselves in that same Bermuda Triangle here. Perhaps this is 4-down territory if they don't convert. 3rd and 5 with the ball at the 37-yard line. 3 wide set for Philadelphia. Defense counters with 3-3-5. That's Keelan Cole as the 3rd wideout. Now the back is Alvin Kamara. Here's an off-tackle draw to Kamara. Defense guesses pass. It's a pickup of 6, but I believe with the linebacker containment, he is stopped 2 yards short. And that'll bring up a 4th and 2. So again, we're looking at a potential 51-yard field goal. But with only 2 yards to go, I think the decision is made fairly easy for Philadelphia. They're going to try to convert here. So that's Juszczyk in the backfield, who if I have time, I'll look. I believe he has an okay running card, so I don't think that you can just automatically key on Kamara. Philadelphia has a 6-rated center, but their guards are both 0 and 0. So pro set offense, defense 4-3. Got a 0-rated middle linebacker, got a 4 on the outside and a 5 on the other side. Here's a screen to Juszczyk. It is guessed correctly. Your card, my card. Pass falls incomplete, and so we now see a turnover on downs. So a missed field goal for Oakland on their first drive, and it dies inside of the 40-yard line, and now Oakland will take over at their 34 after Philadelphia fails to convert on their 4th down. Not quite as lengthy a drive, but we have 6:36 to go. As we set up shop here in the first quarter, both teams knotted at 1. There's a flat pass, but Szymanski floods the zones on that play, and it's only a pickup of 1. I'll bring up 2nd down and 9. So Szymanski's Eagles had 22 total interceptions for the season. That was 2nd in Autumn Wind. They also had 23 quarterback sacks, which I believe was top 10. There's a slant to TJ Hawkinson. Guessed wrong. Defense gets run, and that'll be a pickup of 13. So the rookie Detroit Lion picks up 13. So we're seeing a number of rookies actually on this club now. Crumero, TJ Hawkinson, who was not among the top 4 receivers as far as catches for the Raiders. So they were able to clean up some good pickups here in the draft that are making an impact already here in the playoffs, certainly for the season. 3-4 defense. Another pass to Hawkinson. It's on his card, and it falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Second down and 10, ball resting at the 48. So Philadelphia in that 3-4. stout up front, 6'5" and 5. There's a curl pass to Marcus Johnson, who is the deep threat for Dallas, but the pass falls incomplete, so it's now 3rd and 10. So as we said earlier, neither of these two clubs are offensive juggernauts. Both of them averaging between 20 and 21 points a game. So Oakland is now in the eye. That's TJ Hawkinson in the backfield, so Knox is on the line. So Knox had a pretty decent card this year, but the roles are going to be reversed next year. Hawkinson had a fine second campaign for Dallas, for Detroit, the former number 1 pick of the Lions. There's an end run for Prescott, but it falls on the defensive card, and he's only going to pick up 2. And so he loses 2 on the play. As Philadelphia brought a linebacker. Looks like they probably brought Addison, unless they were bringing the safety blitz. I didn't happen to see who was there. There's a deep kick that Philadelphia elects to let it drop, and it sinks right into the 9th. So the Oakland punter grabs his pitching wedge and kills it right there on the green, just 9 yards away from the pin. So the Eagles are deep in their own territory. This is their second possession. Oakland's first possession ended in a missed field goal attempt. Philadelphia failed to convert on a 4th and 2 at the Oakland 34. Oakland now punts it, and so Philadelphia has their second position. There's a pass that falls incomplete. It was on the interception split. Only 2 and a 3 cause any damage for Kirk Cousins. Second down, second down and 10. Off tackle run for Pollard. Defense guesses pass. Once again, it's on the defensive card, but this time they're able to pick up 6. Defensive tackle not able to make the play. So it's kind of interesting. If you look at the line play here, up the middle, Oakland a little weak there with 2 4-rated defensive tackles. The Eagles, not much better on their run blocking with goose eggs on the left and the right of the center, who is rated a 6. 3rd and 4. Here's a curl pass to Fuller, but it falls incomplete on Dak Prescott's card. And so Oakland's going to get the ball back, and they look to probably get some pretty decent field position out of this, as they'll be kicking from their own 15. Kick travels about 47 yards. It's fielded at the 39. Picks up about 7 on the play. That's Deontay Harris, who in the regular autumn wind season did have a punt return for a touchdown. As you see that touchdown on his card on the 2. So good field position here for Oakland, their best starting field position of the game, taking over at the 45, and they've now crossed over into enemy territory on that 6-yard pickup by Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman, the 1,000-yard rusher here for Oakland, but we've already seen LaShawn McCoy and expect to see Madison, the rookie running back from the Vikings, in this game as well. And there's a deep shot. Wow, for TJ Hawkinson. Defense guesses run, but it's incomplete. So a break there for Philadelphia. Guessing run, and Bowler chooses to go over the top. It's on Prescott's card. If you look, guessed wrong. It's not a bad card. It's not awesome, but it's not bad. But a roll of a 7 gets you nothing So it's 3rd down and 4 with the ball at the 49. We've crossed over into the second period. Not much of a surprise here. Again, we expect a low-scoring game. 0-0. 3rd down and 4. Off-tackle run for McCoy. Defense guesses run. Nice call. And Oakland is forced to punt once again. Had he called pass, that would have been a 5-yard pickup and a 1st down. So a good call from Szymanski. Going to try to pin him deep here. Is it? Yes, it is. Another good kick. And Eagles took over possession on their last go-around on the 9th. Now they're moving backward by a yard. They're going to take over at the 8th. This is not a team that is built for long drives. So this is going to be a field position game. Let's see if they can at least muster a few 1st downs here. Here's a pass on 1st down to Fuller. And it is incomplete. So neither of these two clubs have been able to muster up much offense when it comes to down the field. It's mostly been dink and dunk and runs, but that's about as far as it's gone. No big plays just yet, no turnovers. It's all about ball control. So actually, we've just got a few ticks left here to go before the end of the 1st quarter. 18 seconds to play. There is a pitch, and a big pitch, 25 yards. There's your first big play of the game to the reserve running back for the real-life Dallas Cowboys, Tony Pollard, and that will end the 1st quarter. So Philadelphia has gotten out of the shadow of their own end zone, take over at the 33-yard line here as we enter the 2nd quarter. There's a 6-yard gain from Alvin Kamara. Defense guesses pass on that play. 2nd down and 4. So the 2nd of 4 autumn wind wildcard games featuring the Philadelphia Eagles 9-7 in the AFC, the 5th seed, facing off against the Walsh Division champion Oakland Raiders, who I believe are the 4th seed. There's another run, guessed wrong, and it results in a 1st down. Kamara picking up 6 on the play. There's a run that goes absolutely nowhere. Pickup of only 1, 2nd down and 9. Hey, Nathan, how you doing, buddy? So 2nd down and 9. Philadelphia with the ball at the 46. They've already crossed into Oakland territory once, but they were stopped on a 4th and 2. Off tackle run, this time to TJ Yeldon. Defense guesses pass. And that's not going anywhere either. So again, it's 3rd down and 9. They'll go 3 wide this time. So that's Fuller, Keelan Cole, and Devin Smith, who averaged more than 20 yards of reception this year. Defense counters with 3-2-6. So they take that 0 middle linebacker off the field. They do have an asterisk pass rusher in Bruce Irvin, but after I looked at the stats, I think the leading player with sacks, I believe, only had 4 for this club. So here's a curl pass to Fuller. And that pass is complete, and it's going to go for a big gain. So Fuller's going to get some huge yards here all the way down to the 24. So that 4-man in the zone receiver reading was long gain on Fuller's card. Able to pick up 30 on the play. So Philadelphia looking good here. The ball resting at the Raiders' 24-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's an inside run for Kamara and another big gain. That was a short gain on Kamara's card, 14 yards on the play. Another first down for the Eagles. First and goal to go, ball at the 10. Flat pass is still in play here. These two clubs met twice during the regular season. They split. They split wins. There's a curl pass to Fuller. Defense guesses pass. And that pass falls incomplete on Prescott's card. It's now second down and 10. I guess technically it'd be second and goal. Neither one of these two clubs, as we mentioned earlier, are offensive juggernauts, both averaging about 20 points a game. Of the 12 teams in the playoffs, they ranked 10th and 12th in total team scoring. Both are ball control offenses. Defense 4-3 against that standard two-back set. Looking for Hunter Henry on this play. He's going to pick it up, and he's going to be stopped at the 1. So it's 3rd and 1. So the Eagles knocking on the doorstep here. Let's see what they go with. If they go full house. Yeah, Juszczyk doesn't have that strong running card like he used to have. It's pretty average, actually. So, but they do go full house. So Yeldon checks into the game. So it's not Pollard. So there's your run to Coleman. He's going to pick it up 1 yard, guessed right. He's able to slam it across the goal line for a touchdown. So the Eagles will take the first lead of the game for either club. That's 6 points, and there's your extra point. So the Eagles are on top 7-0 in this wild card matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles, coached by Dave Szymanski, against the Oakland Raiders. Tim Bowler at 11-5, Szymanski 9-7. Both of these clubs split games this year. So this is their third matchup of the season. Both play in what's called the Walsh division of the AFC. Bowler, the number 3 seed. Bowler, the number 4 seed. And the Eagles, the number 5 seed. So here's a pass to Krumero, but that pass is going to fall incomplete. Defense calls pass, second down and 10. Tim Bowler, a member of this league since 2007. He's been to the Super Bowl, if you will, one time, defeating the Dallas Cowboys in 2014, 2015. Philadelphia is the defending runner-up for Autumn Wind, succumbing to Dallas last year in the title game. Second down, here's a crossing pattern pass. Again to Krumero, and defense guesses run on the play, but it's incomplete on Dak Prescott's card. That's a bad break there. Short pass. There's hardly anything that's going to do much damage on that card, but he having to find that 6. What does Bowler have to do to get a break here? Third down and 10. A simple play like that and can't convert when it's guessed wrong. Bit of a rough start for Dak. Third down and 10. Let's see if he can convert here. 3-3-5. Defense is not calling blitz. That's Addison over there. That 0 on the right. It's Tevin Coleman in the backfield. Let's see what it is. Only a 2 pass block rating. Slant pass to Knox. Successfully double teamed by the defense, so that pass is going to be incomplete. Good call by Saminsky, and he's going to get the ball back here with about 9 minutes to play in the second quarter. Already up 7-0. Fair catch called for. Eagles will take over at their own 21. So in the Eagles' last possession, they took over with ball at their own 8, drove the length of the field, 92 yards for the game's first touchdown. There's a pitch to Kamara. Defense guesses wrong, double teaming elsewhere. And that's going to be a nice pickup of 12 on the play for Kamara. Seven carries, 45 yards so far for Kamara. First and 10, off tackle run again for Kamara. Defense guesses wrong, and that's another big pickup. So back-to-back big gainers for Kamara, 12 and 19 yards. As he's starting to rack up the yards, that's 65 for him. He gained 1,200 during the regular season. And just like that, the Eagles have crossed over into Raider territory. The ball at the Oakland 48. There's a pass to Juszczyk. That's going to be complete. It's good for 7. Second and 3. Running clock, 7:12 to go. Wildcard weekend, game 2 of 4. Off tackle run for Kamara. Defense guesses pass. And he's going to hit a 10 this time. So that's 3 consecutive carries now for 10 yards or more for Kamara. So move the chains again as they have made their way to the Raider 31-yard line. 75 yards so far for Kamara. He's having a big first half. Looking for Hunter Henry, the leading receiver for the Eagles this year. The pass falls incomplete. Henry with 101 catches for Philadelphia, far and away the leading receiver for this club. Juszczyk was next, I believe, with 67 catches. Kamara had 40. They also have Fuller, who has the big play of this game, the 30-yard pass from Kirk Cousins. That helps set up the Eagles' first score. They're up 7-0 here with the ball at the Raider 31, 2nd and 10, 6 minutes to go. TJ Yeldon checks into the game. Here's an off-tackle run for him. He picks up the dreaded 5, so that's no gain. And it brings up 3rd and 10. So the Raiders have had one scoring opportunity. They missed a field goal about maybe 48 yards away, maybe in the 50 range, 48, 49, 50-yard field goal. Philadelphia got into the 30s on a 4th down and 2 and was unable to convert, so they had to turn the ball over somewhere around this area of the field in the first quarter. But other than turnover on downs, it's been turnover free, no fumbles, no interceptions. Raiders slide that 0-rated middle linebacker off the field. Three, 2, 6. Maybe he moves that 4 up into the look-in pass zone. Maybe just thinking that Philadelphia's just going to try to get some yards here and get in better field goal position. It's a tough conversion at 3rd and 10. He's going to try for it. Here comes Fuller. Not being double teamed on the play. And that pass again is on Fuller's card. So that's the second reception he's had on his card. If you see the result there, he hit the long gain on the last possession. This time he's good for 13. And another first down. So with the ball resting at the 18 and 5 minutes to go, Philadelphia is in business, already up 7-0. So Dave Szymanski, one of the founding fathers of the electronic version of this league. He's been in it since 2004. There's a run for Kamara. Defense guesses pass. Kamara's only going to pick up 2 on that play. But Szymanski, over the electronic version of this game for the last 17 years, has a winning percentage of 65%. So he's been consistently good for quite some time. And even though this club is 9-7, you got to take into account this guy can coach. I guess he's played this game for close to 50 years now. You would think he would know a thing or two. 4:30 running clock here in the first half. 7-0 Eagles up over the Raiders. Crossing pattern to Keelan Cole. Defense guesses pass. Defender extra short gain, and he's going to get 15 on the play. And so the ball is now resting at the 1. 1st and goal to go. So Keelan Cole with the reception as Kirk Cousins is starting to heat up just a little bit. Two big 3rd down conversions here, and well, that's not 3rd down conversion. 2 big passes here. His last 2 passes have been excellent here to Fuller and to Keelan Cole. So with the ball resting at the 1, goal to go. He did bring Yeldon back into the game. Quarterback sneak for Cousins, and that is going to be the 2nd touchdown of the game for Philadelphia as they are now up 13-0 pending this conversion. It goes through the pipes. So the Eagles are ahead by 2 scores. And the best kind of scores, 2 touchdowns. Oakland has to feel a little bit of pressure here because they started this game with the ball. So the Eagles will get the ball to begin the 3rd quarter. So this drive has a little bit of importance to them. If Oakland can do anything, put some sort of momentum together here for a drive, this would be a good time to do it. Trailing 14-0. There's a pitch out. McCoy, who's able to get, no, he can't get out of bounds. That is he just gets to the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down and 10. Clock's going to roll. 3 minutes to go. Szymanski with a very tough secondary there, all 5s. There's a quick out to Kermero. It's on the receiver card. But the pass falls incomplete. Kermero, the Packers wide receiver rookie this year. So there's several rookies on the field that we see, including Knox and Hawkinson and Kermero. It's, again, a tough conversion for the Raiders, 3rd and 10. And if they don't get it here, the Eagles have a lot of time on the clock and all 3 timeouts. I think they'd be thrilled to go into the locker room with 14-0, but a stop here, maybe they've got a chance to add some more. Defense 3-3-5, not showing blitz. Eagles have a ball hawk club, as we mentioned earlier, 22 interceptions on the year. That's 2nd most in the league. Crossing pattern to Kendrick Bourne, who makes the catch. And it was on the defense's card with 4 men in the zone. Fouls up boxcars, gets an 11, so move the chains. That's a nice break for the Raiders. 2:24 to go here in the first half. And there's a deep shot, but that pass is going to fall incomplete. That's to Marcus Johnson. He is the deep threat target for this club, averaging 20 yards a reception. 19 and a half to be exact. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 36. Just one more play here before the 2-minute warning. Oakland trailing 14-0. Pass to Hawkinson. It's on his card, and he picks up 11. So that'll move the chains once again. As they're getting close to midfield, ball at the 47. Clock is stopped. Oakland has all 3 of their timeouts remaining. 2 minutes to go. Defense in the 3-3-5. They can go to this at the 2 minutes, under the 2-minute mark, and that's how he'll probably go for the rest of the way, unless if it's a short yardage situation. Takes advantage there. 0 linebackers, 11-yard pickup, make that 21 yards on that run for Tevin Coleman. And so Oakland with 1:37 to go, playing hurry up. (3-3-5) again for Philadelphia. They've got, looks like they've called for a blitz here, safety blitz potentially. At least the potential is there. More than 20 sacks as a club this year, somewhere in the middle of the league, maybe in the top 12, I believe. There's a draw play again to Coleman. Defense guesses pass. This is on Coleman's card, but he's only able to pick up 2 on the play. And they're going to continue to play in this hurry up. They have a 2 tight end set. Maybe they've got one more run in them before they call timeout. As Philadelphia is in that 3-3-5. They have a 4 now at that nose tackle. So maybe they're going to take advantage of it. Maybe one more run. They do have 3 timeouts remaining, so there's still plenty of clock. There's the off-tackle draw. Defense guesses pass, and the nose tackle reading comes into effect there. So a nice call. No panic for Tim Bowler and his Raiders as they get another first down. Now you wonder, they're not going to call timeout. Perhaps Philadelphia will call a timeout here to get their 3-3-5 off the field, as they will still continue to go with this 2 tight end set. They've not used a timeout. 52 seconds to go, ball resting at the 21. Eagles might be considering calling a timeout here to get out of this defensive set. Nope, they're going to stay 3-3-5. So let's see if Bowler just continues to run. I might have been inclined to change up my defense at this point. Well, there's a slant, and there is a sack, the first of the game. So undoubtedly, Oakland will call timeout now, you would think, with the ball 2nd down and 14. They do. So the ball's at the 25. I don't have the sack window open, so I couldn't tell if Hawkinson was the intended receiver. I don't know if his reading came up, and maybe that was an automatic sack. Of course, I'm covering up the window, so if anybody's reading this, they pretty much have no idea. Let's just say it was a great play by somebody. Who was it? Dunlap, Carlos Dunlap. So Philadelphia stops the bleeding with that 4-yard sack of Dak Prescott. Bowler remains in that 2 tight end set, so perhaps we'll see one more run here. They do have 2 timeouts remaining. There's a screen, but the pass is incomplete. Is that blank number 4 on Prescott's card? He has a good flat pass card, but in this case here, pass hits the turf, and so now it is 3rd and 14. .37 seconds to go here in this first half. Oakland trailing 14-0, but on the certainly in scoring range, and it's going to be a tough conversion. Got here. We'll have to see what the other wild card game holds for the AFC, but one of these 2 clubs is either going to run into a 14-2 Tampa Bay Buccaneer club or a 15-1 Houston club. There is the off-tackle draw to Coleman. He is able to pick up 7 on the play, so it's going to make it an easier field goal here. Be a 35-yard attempt, 4th and 7. So Oakland looking to get on the board here before the end of the half. And Boswell, who already has missed a deep field goal in this game, does get them on the board. Now with 22 seconds left to go, the Eagles will down this in the end zone. Oakland with 2 timeouts remaining. Let's see how daring Szymanski's going to get. He can basically run this one out if he wants to and take that 14-3 lead into the half, and his club will get the ball to begin the 3rd quarter. So Szymanski could not be happier with the results of this first half. So maybe they're looking to do a little damage here. 3 wide set. And that's Juszczyk in the backfield. Kamara checks out. There's a pass to Hunter Henry that falls incomplete. Max of 3 plays here before the quarter ends. Defense 3-2-6. 3 wide set again for Philadelphia. They have 2 back in the zone, this being Oakland. Another slant pass to Henry. There's 4 in the zone, and that is caught. It's a pickup of 13, and that leaves 8 ticks on the clock with the ball at the 38. He was able to get out of bounds on the play, but I guess it wouldn't have mattered. There's still 2 timeouts, so Philadelphia's going to have 1 in their pocket here before the half. 3 wide set again. Defense counters 3-2-6. Curl pass to Fuller. Defense guesses pass. And that pass falls incomplete. So with 1 second remaining, the Eagles up 14-3 in this wild card weekend matchup, second of 4 wild card games. So for this last play, the Eagles are going to go 4 wide. Defense again, 3-2-6. Fuller is a deep threat. Devin Smith is a deep threat. And no drama whatsoever. Kirk Cousins basically takes a knee. So, okay, no big finish. The Raiders are going to kick off here in the second half. Let's see if the two coaches are going to ask for a break. Yeah, 2 or 3 minutes. That sounds good. I'm going to go get me something to drink. So there is your first half score. The Philadelphia Eagles, the number 5 seed in the AFC, on the road, taking it to the Raiders, the number 4 seed, 14-3, and the Eagles will start out with the ball here in the third quarter. We'll be back in just a little bit. What now? Did I do that? There we go. No ball. I said no ball. No ball. So we'll get back after it here in just a little bit. Oakland, the number 4 seed, trailing the number 5 seed here in the AFC. The Eagles are 14-3. Now, I hope when Tom Cook listens to this broadcast later on, and he probably will, hope he enjoys me slurping on a Coke Zero.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
Go in your settings. There's a setting that you clicked the other day that turns off the names of the players. You should click that back on so you can see who's on the field.
Good point. I was wondering why I had to keep clicking over top of people.
Yeah, Dennis had you change something the other day, and I noticed you clicked 2 things at the same time.
You are observant.
It's show. What is it?
How many down is it? Which column?
I think it's on the left. Maybe show names during play.
Show names during play. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Thank you.
Although I don't see their names now, so I don't know.
Maybe. Well, we'll see it at the end of this play. I bet you it'll fix it. There's a pass to use check. It's pick up of 5. Let's make sure that I did that right.
Oh, that's what it is. You click do not show player names on field. So unclick that one. That's on the left.
Do not show player names. There you go. Thank you.
Uh-huh. There we go.
Much better. Can't tell the players without a program. There's 2 on the play, 3rd down and 3. Kamara had a big first half. He has 79 total yards. Be a good start for Oakland if they can get him on a 3 and out here on this first drive. They're already trailing by 11. We've seen this formation a lot. I formation, Kamara in the backfield. Here's a pass. Defense calls pass. It's going straight away to Fuller. And it's right, but he picks up 14 yards. I believe that is Fuller's maybe 3rd catch. It is 3rd catch for 57 yards, including a big 30-yarder in the first half that led to the Eagles' first score. So a nice conversion there. Raiders hoping to get them off the field. Didn't quite work out. Another nice run for Kamara, pickup of 10. That's either the 3rd or 4th time he's picked up that double-digit gain on the defensive card without a linebacker to support. And so just like that, they're in Oakland territory with the ball at the 42. There's another good run, and that's a pickup of 9. And Kamara is just a few yards away from eclipsing 100 yards already early here in the 3rd quarter. Big game for Alvin Kamara, who rushed for 1,200 yards this season for the Eagles. And there's a run for Juszczyk, and he even picks up some big yards. This one's on the defensive card, and it's a pickup of 6 on the play. So another conversion. You preserve a carry for Kamara and pick up that first down. That's about the best you could hope for. Ball at the 27. They're already up 14-3. An inside run for Kamara. Defense guesses pass again, and another nice pickup of 9 on the play, as the defensive right tackle is not able to make the play. I find it interesting with all these off-tackle runs with zeros at zero run blockers at left guard and right guard, but the defense has 4s at left tackle and right tackle, and their numbers have come into play far more than the guards reading. So the weak inside run blocking for Philadelphia really hasn't come into play, even though they do have a 6-rated center. Not afraid to run inside. 2nd down and 1, ball at the 18. Things are looking very good for the Eagles so far, already up 14-3. He's looking for Juszczyk on this play. Defense guesses run, and the pass is incomplete. Defender able to make the play. It's a look-in pass. A -2 reading means the pass is incomplete. So 3rd and 1. Be a huge stop for Bowler if he's able to figure out a way to get this stop. Maybe stop the bleeding just a tad. He's already trailing 14-3. Would love to hold him to a field goal here if possible. Defense 4-3. Potential blitz here. There's a pitch to Kamara. Defense guesses is in actually short yardage, didn't key anybody, and Kamara is able to pick up 4 on the play and convert. So now 1st and 10 from the 14, 9:35 on a running clock. Drive has already put up 5 minutes and 25 seconds. So best of both worlds here for Philadelphia, chomping the clock, and it looks like they're going to pick up some points on this drive too. Crossing pattern to Keelan Cole. And that's going to be good for 12 yards. That's on Kirk Cousins' card, so everything is coming up Szymanski here. Goal to go at the 2. Yeah, this makes a difference. Now you can see who's in the game. So there's TJ Yeldon and Kamara. That's pretty much the same setup we've seen in goal line stands. So it's hard to key on anybody there because I believe Yeldon's guest right card is actually decent, maybe. Off tackle run to Yeldon. And just as I say that, look at that, 2 yards and a touchdown for TJ Yeldon as the Eagles have extended their lead to 20-3. And with that conversion, 21-3. An offensive onslaught for the Eagles, who barely averaged 20 points a game. These are 2 of the playoff teams that we have, 10th and 12th in terms of playoff scoring. And the Eagles have already met their average. And we're just a couple of minutes here into the third quarter. So the Raiders have a lot of work to do here, trailing 21-3. Saminsky's called a great game defensively. See if he can keep up that momentum. This is almost a must-drive for the Raiders here. They got to put some points on the board. Not only trailing by 18, but the Eagles have been able to milk so much clock with that drive. It's close to 7 minutes on that drive. There's a loss of 3 on the play. Saminsky flooded the zone on that flat pass, or that may actually have been a flat pass. I imagine it looks like he would have flooded that zone there. So 2nd down and 13.
Yeah, he flooded.
Did he flood the, what would have been the left zone, I guess, or right on?
Both flat, and then he called a run.
Thank you.
Guard.
That's a completed pass on Dak Prescott's card to Johnson, his first reception of the game. He is the deep threat for the Raiders, averaging 20 yards a catch. Marcus Johnson, I believe his name is. And speaking of Marcus Johnson, he's going to look for him deep, but the defense correctly double teams him. Nice call by Saminsky. 2nd down and 10 with the ball resting at the 37. We're midway in the third quarter. Philadelphia up big, 21-3 on the road here. In Oakland. Not Las Vegas. Maybe not yet. Looking for Dawson Knox. And he's double teamed there, 2 consecutive double teams for Saminsky. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. One more wildcard game left here in the AFC. New England, who I believe won 13 games this year, facing off against the 9-7 New Orleans Saints. That's an incomplete pass. Defender able to make the play. Defense with all 5s in that secondary. And so Saminsky's going to get this ball right back. Maybe. And there's a potential fumble. And there is the first break of the game for the Raiders. They've been wondering, where has that break been? And they now have it. So a botched fumble on the punt. And so the Raiders are going to take over at their own 10. That's Kenyon Banner with the fumble. And so a big break for the Raiders. Got to capitalize here. A run on the first play gets nothing. Stopped right at the line. 2nd down and 10. Tevin Coleman's been pretty solid so far. 9 carries for 60 yards. Anything on the board is going to help, but anything short of a touchdown here is going to be a major disappointment. In fact, this could be Could be 4-down territory at this point. There's an off-tackle run to Coleman. Defense gets his pass, but once again, it's on the defensive card. And defensive end 0 or 17, and the defensive end is able to make the play. White die 5. Up against a 6. What is that? So Carlos Dunlop, who has the game's only sack, makes a huge play there. That stops a touchdown.
Who is that middle linebacker?
Oh, sure.
Fred Warner.
Fred Warner. 6'4". Well, maybe this isn't 4-down territory if they don't convert here. Fourth and 10 is not a pretty picture. Let's see if they can convert. 3rd down and 10. Dak Prescott, let's see. There's a curl pass, correctly double teamed, and he makes the catch anyway. So Marcus Johnson, touchdown. That was on Dak Prescott's card. So a big conversion there for Dak. They choose not to go for 2 there, instead extending the game. So they're still down 2 scores. Touchdown and a field goal. Don't want to take themselves out if they don't convert there. Nice return. Ball will start at the 32. So the Eagles were sitting pretty, 21-3, but muffed the punt at their own 10. And on 3rd down, 2 consecutive breaks, I guess you could say. A fumbled punt return recovered by the Raiders. And on 3rd and 10, a successful double team by Szymanski, who's had a number of them this game. But he's snake-bitten as the roll of a 7 on Dak Prescott's card is a 13-yard touchdown pass. 1-yard pickup on the play for Kamara, who now has rushed for 112 yards in this contest. 16 carries. Let's see what his fatigue number is. 6. Few more carries before that comes into effect, but he does have several other running backs. We've seen some Yeldon runs this game. Even Juszczyk has had some carries. In fact, let's see. Haven't seen much of Pollard in this game. I think he's only had a couple of carries, so he does have a good backup. There is Yeldon in the game. So it's 3rd down and 7. Interesting that we haven't seen Pollard in this game. So 3rd and 7. Now it's Juszczyk in the backfield. They go 3 wide. Keelan Cole, who had a big reception on the last drive. And that pass is incomplete. And it's now 4th down. That was on Kirk Cousins' card. Oakland can't field the punt. The ball is now resting at the Raiders' 8-yard line, so they've got a long field. But they got to feel better about themselves, trailing by 2 scores. So both teams have put up 7 points, but the Raiders' touchdown was a gift bestowed to them by a muffed punt at the Eagles' 10. So with a short field, they're able to convert. And there is a long gain of 65 yards on that play. So they're going to flip the field.
Looks like it was capped.
It was capped. I was going to say, why did it stop? Who caught that ball? Anyway.
Tight end.
I see. So Hawkinson. All right. So good break / bad break. Yeah, that's a major cap. But, 39 yards is 39 yards. So ball resting at the 47. Off tackle run for Tevin Coleman. Nothing on the play. 2nd down. So the Raiders feeling good about themselves. They're only down 2 scores. And there's a pickup on the play on 12. Defense guesses run on that play, so that pass is completed.
So you did that deal again, double flooded the outside, the flats, and moved his 6 up in the look in and called run again.
And guessed run, so he's
good that he's throwing it downfield more.
Hedging his bets there. And taking advantage of the fact that he's got 5s down the field. He feels a little comfortable doing that. There's a pass to Knox, and this is going to be a deep shot. He's defended by a 4, so that pass is going to be incomplete. Knox is defended by a 5, so that would have had to have been a 6, and it was not. That's a good point, though. He is just not doing the dinks and dunks anymore. And he's getting some good rolls as a result. So 2nd down and 10. This 2 tight end set that we have seen alternate back and forth. We've seen some I formation. There's a run guessed right, and he hits up the dreaded 5. It's a loss of 1 on the play. So 3rd and 11 for Dak Prescott. He had a big conversion at the 10-yard line on a double-teamed pass to Marcus Johnson. 10-yard touchdown that clipped this lead to 11. Now 3rd and 11. Let's see if he can find the magic here as we've entered the 4th quarter. Both clubs putting a touchdown on the board. So Oakland still trails by 11. This would be an enormous conversion, as it would put the Raiders in scoring position around the 30-yard line if they can get this done. Defense 3-3-5. Not showing blitz. You have to think Addison's coming here. And there's a slant pass to TJ Hawkinson, and it falls incomplete on Kirk Cousins' card. So the Raiders are able to make some hay. At least they drive it to the 42, so they're going to try to pin him deep. That's a terrible kick. The worst possible results you could have, but at least I've seen worse. 27-yard on a 12 isn't that bad after all. But they only picked up about 18 yards of field position. So Eagles will take over. 14 minutes. They have been the master of the lengthy drive. So many of these drives have lasted 6 minutes, 7 minutes. They'd be thrilled to put something like that together here and culminate it with a score. There's a 5-yard pickup on the play on that flat pass. 2nd down and 5. Up 21-10. We'll have to see the winner of New England and the New Orleans Saints to figure out which club either of these 2 teams are going to play. It'll either be Tampa Bay 14-2, Houston 15-1. .48 running clock, 4th quarter. Dave Szymanski and his Philadelphia Eagles, the autumn wind runners-up last year, up 21-10 over Tim Bowler and his 11-5 Oakland Raiders. There's a pickup of 6 on the play. It's now 3rd down and 1. I formation back there with, pro set, actually. So Juszczyk is in the game along with Kamara. Cousins under center. The defense gets his run. Here's a pass to Tevin Smith that, dancing between the raindrops there. An incomplete pass on Cousins' card. A completion there, an almost certain reception, but a poor roll. And the Raiders, once again, will take over. This time at their 26.
Cousins has a especially guessed wrong on a pair like that.
Sure is. That's just a really bad break. So the Raiders only trailing by 10. Time not a factor just yet. 12.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. And he's going to look deep on the first play, but it's going to fall incomplete. Looking for Jake Kummerow of the Green Bay Packers, selected in this year's draft. 2nd down and 10. Zero men in the zone. It's worth a shot. Tom does a better job at this, is looking at the board and finding out the double teams. It's only later on that I realize zero men in the zone. Did he call a blitz? Did he double team elsewhere? There's another deep shot, and that pass is going to be incomplete, and this time correctly double teamed.
Yeah, he double teamed Marcus Johnson the last 2 plays, and that
That's
time
right.
Linebacker on Hawkinson also.
Okay. So Prescott has been pretty pedestrian this game. 11 for 29 for 125 yards. He is throwing against a tough secondary there, full of 5s.
I really don't like the 2 tight end on these 3rd and 10s.
And he's run that pretty consistently.
Yeah, I just it's too easy for the defense.
Looking for Hawkinson. He catches a break. It's on Prescott's card. Pickup of 12 on the play. Could you explain that a little bit, why that's too easy?
Well, it's 2 double teams without having to move anybody anywhere. I mean, you're not exposing anything. You got 2 double teams, and what are you gaining from it? I mean, nothing that I can see.
Right. And there is the 2nd sack of the game. Philadelphia. Let's see who got this one. Dunlap. That's his 2nd sack of the game.
I haven't seen the whole thing. If he's been running a lot down and maybe getting in position to go for it, that could be, a strategy, but haven't seen it at least in the last couple quarters.
Right. Coleman had 9 carries in the first half, and he really hasn't touched the ball very much. And, of course, a lot of that has to do with going down 3 scores.
It's 2 scores. You can definitely run Coleman still. He's his big play guy, I'm sure. Short game type of things.
His receiving core isn't super strong, but I see your point about having 2 tight ends and you got that free guy in the 4-man zone that you can double team with. So I see your point. There's a pass that falls incomplete, so now it's 3rd and 19. It was a deep shot again, I believe, for maybe Kummerow.
Yeah, he was double teamed by Sean Lee, but receiver card came up.
So that 9-yard sack by Dunlap has thrown everything into chaos here. Now 3rd and 19.
Like in this, I don't hate it as much as like 3rd and 10 because you could run or you could throw a flat pass, looking for an open zone or something. But
right,
you're probably not getting 20 yards.
Screen right, hoping for a white dice 6 maybe. One man, yeah.
They moved his linebacker over there. Otherwise, he still probably wouldn't have got much.
13, yeah. So sometimes that flat pass is your friend on 3rd and crazy yardage. Ball's going to be down at the 10-yard line, so the Eagles will take over. Already up 11 points here with 10 minutes to play in the 2nd of 4 wildcard weekend games. We have 2 more to go. New England Patriots are hosting the New Orleans Saints. Grand Rapids Rampage will be taking on the New York Giants, 9-6-1. And on the first play, there is a short pass that is going to be caught for 42 yards. Receiver had a long gain mark on his card. Was that Fuller by chance? Is it so? Nope, that's Devin Smith.
I'm surprised he's only 9, because he is a good coach and his team looks pretty good.
You're surprised that Saminsky is 9-7?
Yeah, because he's a tough coach, which you've seen in this game, especially. I think especially on defense, he calls a really good game.
Yep.
And he's got a pretty good looking team just from me looking at it, during this broadcast.
This is going to be a tough out. This doesn't look, I agree, defensively, this does not look like a 9-7 team at all. Offensively, they don't look too awful bad either. Cousins had more picks than you would expect this year for this club, but offensively, they really don't look that bad. There's a pass that falls incomplete, gets wrong by the defense. It was on Juszczyk's card. Dials up a 7. So now it's 3rd and 1 with the ball at the 39-yard line of the Raiders. Eagles looking good here, 21-10. 8:24 to go here in the fourth quarter. I agree. They're strong up front. Their 3 guys up front are good. They've got 5s throughout the secondary. Decent pass rush, not great, but like 20-some sacks in the year that put them in top 10. So at least they've got something. Got an asterisk pass rusher, Mario Addison there on the side. It's a pretty tough out. Flare to Juszczyk. 0 men in zone. He picks up 9 on the play, and so they've converted. So it's 1st and 10, ball at the 30. Things are looking very good right now for the Eagles. We're midway here through the fourth quarter. They're already up by 11. Already in field goal range. There's a quick pass to Fuller. And that's a pickup of 8. Defender not able to make the play. Needed to be a 6. I think he's defended by a 5. Let's see. Yeah, defended by a 5. So white dice 6. 2nd down and 2. 7:12 to go here in the fourth quarter. Off tackle run for TJ Yeldon. Guessed wrong. Yeldon's going to convert. Pickup of 9 on the play.
How many yards did he get? Yards on that?
9, I believe. Yeldon, is that? Yeah, Yeldon picked up 9 on the play.
Yeah, I think he's
Oh.
carries where they knock him. I was just curious.
There's a run for 3 on that play. That's Kamara, 115 yards so far for Alvin. He now has reached a level of fatigue, first level. Still has some carries left. 2nd and 7. Crossing pattern to Keelan Cole, defense in short yardage. So this could be a very nice result, and it is. So a touchdown for Keelan Cole, and that's going to extend this lead to 27-10. With this extra point now, 28-10. This game has probably been put to bed. So the Eagles there, had they gotten a field goal, at least Oakland would have had a shot, but now down 18 points. Very rough, if not impossible, for the Raiders to come back. So Szymanski looking very good to advancing into the second round. As we've said, he's one of the elder statesmen of this league. When it was established in electronic form in 2004, he's had a 65% winning percentage. This guy knows what he's doing. He was one of the originators of this league when it began in the late 60s. I don't know, a few years ago when we were doing these games, he came on. What were we using? That the YouTube thing, the creator, or whatever it was that we used to use. And he used to do some of these broadcasts with me, but my Wi-Fi was so terrible. I lost him like in every broadcast. I would love it if he'd come back in to talk. He's fun to talk with. He's like the librarian of the group, basically, or the historian. He knows like everything on how this league started, and he's a good guy. It's fun to listen to. So 3rd and 3 for the Raiders, 4:48 to go, trailing 28-10.
Face-to-face league down in California.
That's what he told me. Yeah. And I guess they didn't even start with Strat. Maybe they were playing with like another football game for a couple of years before they went to Strat. Maybe
Jim Riley's the one that has mentioned that a long time ago, and then they swapped over after a year or something like that.
I don't know if it was APBA or Status Pro or one of those Avalon Hill games. Hard to say.
Jim told me he used to play my dad when I was running around like as a 2 or 3 year old or something like that.
When did you start playing?
It was I think it was the year after the Rams won their Super Bowl. Maybe the year the Ravens won, 2000. So I would have been about 20.
Yeah. Well, I'm 51, and I got this game for Christmas. My cousin played baseball, and so my mom and dad just knew I loved every sport imaginable, and so they just ordered the whole thing from Strat-o-natuc, not the hockey. They got the basketball, got the football, and got the baseball. But boy, playing solitaire is murder. And my brother, who really likes sports, didn't like sports that much, so it was really hard to find anybody to play a game, card and dice. But I'm glad.
From Washington State, California, and play our games against those guys.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I know they've got
trips and turn them into football trips.
They've got that tournament in Cincinnati too. Maybe Ron Brammer or something like that. I'll get there one day. Jay Billing really likes that. It's somewhere in Indianapolis maybe, or somewhere in Indiana, I think. And Billing, I believe, lives in Cincinnati. One time I'll get a ride from him and play a little card and dice. It sounds like a lot of fun. So we're kind of running out the string here, but Oakland has made their way to the Philadelphia 15-yard line with 3 minutes to go. That was Knox. Actually, that was Knox's first catch of the game for 29 yards. He had 75 receptions during the regular season. There's a flat pass that falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10. 2:42 to go. Oakland trailing 28-10. So I think I'm in jeopardy of my bet. I figured this was going to go under. I put a number of 42.5 on at the beginning of the game. It's not looking good right now. 2nd and 10, 2 tight end set, which we've seen pretty much throughout the game. Looking for Kenyon Bourne, and he scores a touchdown that guessed right, but it's on Dak Prescott's card. And so that'll make it 28-16. The Raiders will go for 2 here. No, they're going to kick the extra point. So it's converted, so it's 28-17. So now with 2:24 to go, we will see the first of, hopefully, in Tim Bowler's case, successful onside kicks. And no animation there, but we see that the kick was recovered. By the Eagles at the 46. So 2:06 to play. The Raiders do have all 3 timeouts, and they do have the 2-minute warning here. I was thinking the game may have frozen for just a moment, but we now see a full house backfield. That's Kamara, TJ Yeldon, with Juszczyk in the backfield along with Kirk Cousins. One more first down in this game is going to be history. Off tackle run to TJ Yeldon, defense short yardage. Yeldon is stopped. No timeout here. The clock will stop for the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 10 at the 46. Not willing to take any chances. There's a run for Yeldon. Defense is in the short yardage, and that's going to go backwards. So it's a loss of 8 on the play. So forget the dreaded 5. That's a dreaded 8. Called an end run. His off-tackle card is not nearly that brutal, but this end run card is a disaster. But yards don't matter at this point. It's a matter of holding on to the ball. So 3rd and 18 doesn't matter. The loss, who cares?
Plus, I think he's trying to get away from that linebacker in zone. You can actually get some pretty good gains out there.
Was there a fumble chance on that, or is that just?
No, not unless you roll the fumbles don't come up like on the cards like that. They come up.
Yeah, I wondered. That's an interesting call there. On 4th and 18, they look for Hunter Henry. The pass falls incomplete. That was on Henry's card, so the clock will stop. So that'll preserve 2 timeouts for Oakland. Again, it's an uphill battle, but at least this could potentially be a game now. They're going to get the ball back with 2 timeouts to go. You always got that DeAndre Hardeman touchdown, too. It's a wonder they just didn't try to just kick that thing out of bounds rather than risk that punt return touchdown. He has one this year. So with the ball resting at the 17, trailing by 11, they have 2 timeouts remaining. I bet we won't see that 2 tight end set now. So we got 4 wide, Tevin Coleman in the backfield. Fours and fives. Only the second defensive back is a 4 for this club. There's a bomb to Bourne. That pass falls incomplete. Defender X reading, but no one would have been able to make that catch on a 4. Again, all 5s in the secondary, only 1-4 matchup. Well, we got the 2 tight end set again. Dawson Knox, who actually is a pretty decent deep threat. I believe he's either a 33 or a 41 long, but he's picking on a 5, so it's not exactly a matchup that you can expose. There's an inside run for Coleman, but he's only able to pick up 2, and that's going to burn one of Bowler's timeouts. So now it's 3rd and 8 with the ball at their 19. So Bowler trying to catch him off guard there, but the roll just didn't cooperate. So Coleman is now fatigued. They're back in that 2 tight end set again. Defense counters, well, let's see. Three, 5. Post to Knox. And that pass falls incomplete. Defensive back in zone, able to make the play. It was a white dive 4. So unless that's a 6, that's going to be an incomplete pass. So now, last guess for Oakland. 4th and 8. For the Raiders, 11 and 5. Season on the brink. Got to convert. Or Oakland's dreams are coming to an end.
I'm pretty sure this Oakland team was a rebuilding team pretty much from last year on.
And an 11 and 5 club. That's not bad. They don't have like a ton of weapons on this team either. So
for what, he's got some limitations for sure on both sides of the ball, looking at the players.
I don't know if you heard at the beginning, they had 11 wins this year. They only beat one playoff team, and we're looking at them, Philadelphia. No other club did they defeat this year have anything better than an 8-8 record.
It's interesting.
So
30-team league, 20. You can put up some good records, but then in the playoffs, you're bound to face a pretty good team.
No question. And that's, again, I said that before, the 12-0 record that I had this last quarter, not just you, but also Grand Rapids, who has a very good record. And I got beat by them, and Green Bay's always given me fits anyway. So I knew there was no way I was going to be able to hold that kind of momentum. But I did get a win against New England along the way, so I felt good about that. So at least some of the wins that I got were decent along the way. You don't want to think you beat up 12 bad teams on the way too. And there you go. Hey, the Raiders with a big break. Oh, and he stopped. Boy, that is a tough break. Would have been nice to get that score.
59 yards. That's a couple shots.
That is nice.
Yeah, take a couple shots. If you had to, you could take a field goal.
Absolutely. So
from the 9,
go ahead, please.
You're going to get in if he catches it. Showing blitz.
Gosh, the last thing you need here is a sack. Just either make it or fall to the turf, one way or the other. But a sack would be a monster here.
Yeah.
Crossing pattern 2, 4. And a must run. That doesn't help at all.
Got to spike it.
Yeah, that'll take it down to 22. Or maybe. Let's see.
30 maybe?
If he spikes it?
I think so. I can't see it on the screen, but because of hurry up.
He does hurry up, so he's off to 22 seconds.
I mean, I think you got to start before you save yourself another pick.
I think you do too. I mean, because even if you don't convert it here, now you're at 15. I mean, you might as well just go ahead and spike it. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I understand why he did it, but.
Well, if you don't get concerned, you're not going to get all your downs. But I mean, you're in a situation where that 8 seconds is more important than one down, I think.
Mm-hmm. Wonder how many people would be upset if Strat had a 40-second play clock next year.
What do you mean?
A real-life play clock of 40 seconds, so you'd actually have to make a call within 40 seconds in real time. Wonder how upset people. Huh? I would love it too. I would too. I would love it too. I think it'd add a new element of strategy to the game. Okay, so they are not going to. Okay. See, I agree with you. I think it would have been better to spike that play because now, I mean, if they get this touchdown, if they get the onside kick, they'll have one crack at it.
And he'd be deciding to it again or kicking the field goal and then going for a bomb.
Right.
But as it stands now, he's not going to be able to get a field goal anyway. You almost have to kick the field goal, go onside, and then throw a bomb.
Correct. Yeah, so I mean, but just kick the field goal here, so at least you've got a shot at it. You're right. If you do get it, if you don't get it here, I mean, the game's over with anyway. Oh well. Oh well. Marcus Johnson, defense double teaming elsewhere. Well, he does get the touchdown.
Yes, he has no time left. Even if he could recover.
Oh, I thought 8 seconds would have gone off the clock there. I'm surprised. I thought that was just an 8-second play. I wonder if Tim thought so too. I bet you that's what he's thinking. He must have been thinking that that would only be a 1 tick off the clock for a touchdown.
The problem is even the outside kick's going to take, and even if you get in field goal position, it takes time. So you're better off doing the field goal.
Yeah.
Spike the ball, take one more shot, kick the field goal, or you score.
You're just extending the game. I agree.
Kick the field goal right away and then get into bomb mode.
Right.
It's pretty
magical. No, that's right. I mean, for them to even be this close, that's fantastic. But yeah. There's a run from McCoy, who is not able to find his way into the end zone, and that'll leave 1 second.
Good game, though.
It was a good game. It was a very, very good game. Good comeback for Oakland. Made it close. There's all sorts of strategy you could have been debating down the stretch, but none of that would have happened had not Crumrow caught a 59-yard pass. So we'll take a look at the stats here. I'll send a note to him and see if anybody wants to come on board.
I like to like Dave's personnel better in this game.
Yeah, if you'd have looked at the lineups for both of these two clubs and had no idea what their records were, you would have thought they would have been reversed. You would have thought, to me, if you look at the personnel, I would have thought that Philadelphia would have been the 11-win team and Oakland would have been the 9.
That happens in these leagues. I mean, my team, I don't feel like my team is a 15-1 team at all. I have an average defense.
Yeah.
And last year, I felt like I was definitely like a 15-1 type team, and I think I lost 3 or 4 in the regular season, at least.
Just send a note to see if any of them want to join, see if anybody else is in the lobby. Riley's there. He's welcome to come on in. He wants to join us.
That's not Riley. That's nobody really.
Nobody really? I thought that was Riley. Who is nobody really?
I keep it dark in the screen.
Larry Davis. Yeah.
That's the
that's the commissioner? I've never talked to him. Hi, Larry. How are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I sure can. Nice that you could join us.
I joined in the second quarter. It was quite a game.
It was a great game. Nice little run here at the end. We'll take a look at the box score here real quick. So Philadelphia 9-7, coached by Dave Szymanski, is going to move on to the divisional playoff round. He'll face either Tampa Bay at 14-2 or Houston, who finished 15-1. So we'll look at the stats here. Take a look at the scoring in just a moment. The Eagles quarterback, Kirk Cousins, 15 of 28 for the game for 217 yards and a score. His counterpart, Dak Prescott, 18 of 42. He did wind up with 260 yards. He kind of padded his stats a little bit late. 3 touchdown passes, no interceptions. Morrow is a big star for this game, 115 yards rushing on 17 carries. His counterpart, Tevin Coleman, got off to a quick start in the first half, slowed down second as they were trailing, and he didn't get a lot of runs, 15 carries for 68 yards. Leading receiver, Kyle Juszczyk, 5 catches for 46 yards. For the Eagles, got TJ Hawkinson with 4 catches for 75, another 4 catches there for Kumro, 4 catches for 69, including a 59-yard pass. It kind of made this game a little closer than what a lot of us expected here in the second half. Look at the defensive stats. I believe there was 2 sacks from Carlos Dunlop. There they are. No sacks for the Oakland Raiders. So we got off to a slow start in this game. There was no score for either one of the clubs in the first half. Philadelphia drove deep into Oakland territory, but I believe they missed. No, it was Oakland actually had the ball. They drove deep into Philadelphia territory on their second drive and missed a long field goal. Philadelphia got into Oakland territory around the 30-yard line and missed out on a 4th and 2. But Philadelphia, after that, pretty much took over with a couple of runs there. You can see Kirk Cousins with they had a couple of long drives, actually, which was the hallmark of their game, basically 6- and 7-minute drives for the Eagles. They took a 14-0 lead. Oakland was able to put a field goal on the board. As time was getting time almost expired. Actually, time was expiring there in the second quarter. Oakland with a 35-yard field goal to make it 14-3. Philadelphia took over in the third quarter and had a nearly 7-minute drive that was capped off by a TJ Yeldon run for 2 yards that gave them a monster lead at 21-3. Oakland came back and made it 21-10 on I believe that was a 4th down conversion, a pass from Dak Prescott to Marcus Johnson on a pass in which he was double teamed. I can't quite remember if that was a 3rd down or a 4th down play. Marcus Johnson makes the catch, double team catch. That makes it 14-10. But Philadelphia comes right back down the field with another drive. Keelan Cole with a 15-yard touchdown pass, making it 28-10. They were able to add some scores late, a couple of touchdowns, including one in the waning seconds of the game. Oakland with 14 consecutive points, but they do fall short, 28-23. So that will end the season for Tim Bowler, who will finish at 11-6 for the season. And Philadelphia will move on. They are now 10-7. As Nathan had said, and I agree with them, this is going to be a tough out, whoever he's going to take on, be it Tampa Bay or Houston, as they've got a quality defense. They've got a pretty decent pass rush, too. So I agree with Nathan. I do believe they are going to be a tough out. See if either of the coaches are going to join us here. I'll get on Slack and see if anybody has anything to say. If not, I think we'll just close out this broadcast here in just a little bit, unless anybody has anything to add to this. Nathan, anything? Are you still there?
Yep, I'm here.
Nathan, anything to wrap up with? I think I'm going to wrap this up if you have anything else to say.
No, just that Dave's got a real tough team and he's a tough coach. So I think there's a lot of good teams still left.
Yep, I agree. Hey, Larry, we were talking about the origins of this league. Dave Szymanski used to do a couple of the broadcasts here before, and he said that this has goes back to card and dice basically in the 60s. But did you start off actually playing another game before Strat-o-natuc?
Yeah, so the league that, as Nathan pointed out, was started by Jim Riley in 1968. They actually began playing Avalon Hill football.
That's it. Okay.
The first couple of years, then in an effort to create a better game, they expanded on, and Avalon Hill football was a matrix game where you chose a defense A through I, and there were running plays and passing plays that the offense could choose. And just basically the result of the play was derived by consulting a matrix.
Okay.
So in the 1973 and 1974 seasons, they played a game where Jim Riley had developed a much expanded matrix.
Wow.
And so it was a more, and yes, the history of the face-to-face league was one of creation. A lot of things were made from the people who were participants in the league that really made for a great fun league.
That's fantastic.
In 73 and 74 and 75, we started playing Strat-o-natuc football.
Okay.
So that's the first year. The 75 card set, the Ken Anderson of the Cincinnati Bengals had an amazing card. We called him Super Ken.
Okay.
And he was the first pick in that first draft we had in 1975, and that was the beginning of players in the Oops leagues.
I see. So now the league website basically goes, I think, back to maybe 17 years. So is that when this made its way to an electronic format, or was it before 17 years ago? Because basically, I think, what is it, 2004 that it starts out when you were keeping track of stats here? I'm sure there were stats before, but is that when you went electronic?
Yes, in April of 2004, four of the members of the face-to-face league got together, and we're talking about maybe creating another face-to-face league in the Southern California area. And then Rick Byrons was the one who had the clever idea. He said, well, why don't we just play the computer game? And so that's where that got started. In fact, if you wonder the I'll call it matriculation of coaches, the addition of coaches to the computer league. You can click on the library on the web page and then click on coaches, and it'll show you the coaches giving a number, an ordinal number to each of the coaches. So it started with 4. Paul Mankiewicz, of course, was an obvious 5. And then we began adding coaches. In our first year, we had 30 coaches, and we've never looked back from 30.
Yes, I've seen it. That's one of the things I love about this league. It's really hard to create super teams. And it takes a while to build teams in this league when you've got 30. It's hard, in my opinion, I think it's just hard to create a juggernaut. I've played in 24 teams and 30 and 2018 leagues, but 24 is especially, a lot of these clubs are fielding all-star teams where you're staring at 10, 11 guys who are almost all 5s and 6s. It's very rare to build a team like that here.
I would agree, except you look at a guy like Nathan Baylor, and you look at his team and you realize 15-1's a juggernaut.
Yeah, I don't want to look at Nathan Baylor. He tossed the first loss my way. I'd rather not. If I could block him, that'd be great. That's how you go. That's how you go right back down to earth. And also, you double down on saying, "Hey, Dennis, why don't you broadcast this game? I'd really like to see this." I even want my parents to actually watch this game. So yeah, he disappointed more than a few people. But that was long overdue. That was a 12-game winning streak that, frankly, it should have ended a long time ago in the game that I played with you with that fluky Brashard Perriman 81-yard touchdown pass nonsense. That never should have happened. So I'm glad to be where I am. I'm real excited to be in the league for 5 years and get a shot at the playoffs for the first time. It's going to be fun.
You guys are doing great. You're playing well. You're doing everything that we're hoping to have in coaches. And Nathan referenced his dad earlier, and his dad was a great guy. I really enjoyed Trent.
Oh, that's great. That's great. This website too, I've said this before in broadcast, one of the things I love about this league is just the depth of how much information there is. It's by far and away the best website that you're going to find like anywhere. And when you added the coaches, I've actually gone, before I get ready for this, I'll probably moronically, but I like doing these broadcasts. And so I'll go back and look at different numbers and things like that. And so you look at Dave Szymanski, for example, you've got that cumulative total for him. You know that he's been in the playoffs for 10 years. He's got a 65% overall win percentage. Where in the world are you going to figure that out in any other league? You guys have such a depth of numbers here. It makes it fun to kind of put some narrative to each one of these games. It's really just the coolest website like ever, to be able to go back 10, 15, 17 years and enjoy box scores from like way long time ago. And it's fun to see like the evolution of my team, which has been awful for 4 years or really awful for 3. but you can kind of go back and see those old teams that Bryce Petty was quarterbacking, or I can't remember the other name of the quarterback. I've had some lousy quarterbacks leading up to where I am, but it's fun. There's a history to this that you're not going to find with any other league, and that's one of the things that truly makes this special. I'm really appreciative to be in it.
We have a lot of special people working in this league, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of. And I want to say, while I'm here, thanks for doing this. It's fun to listen to you announce the games. You do a great job. It was great to see Nathan in there. I thought we're going to get some expert commentary as well.
So, yeah,
it was fun. It was fun.
I was eating dinner, so I wasn't commenting too much.
Yeah,
all here, so I'm trying to figure food.
Yeah. I missed some double teams here and there, flooding zones. It's like Nathan would come on and say, "Oh, well, actually, this is what happened." It's like, thank goodness he's got way better eyesight than I do. But to be honest with you, like Tom Cook is the granddaddy of them all when it comes to these broadcasts. And I've told him that, I had played this card and dice back when I was a teenager, and it was really hard to play solo. So I just kind of gave up on it for years and years. And I don't know why I was drawn to it, but one day I just YouTubed it and put Strat-o-natuc football just to see what's out there. And there's Cook basically calling playoff games, and I'm watching it. It's like, this might not be so bad. I might actually want to dip my toe in this. And I kind of befriended Dennis Crowley, and he had told me about the spring SSFA league, and there happened to be an opening, and I haven't looked back. I'm in 5 leagues already, but if it wasn't for Tom Cook calling these games and then Dennis Crowley getting online, watching my games, and talking to me after games. Even Tom Cook would see games that I'd be playing, and he would call me afterward. It'd be like 11:30 at night. He would call me and say, "Well, you're doing this wrong. You need to fix this. Why are you running this guy here? You need to have a better, interpretation of what your cards can do. You've got weaknesses, and you keep running with, guys that can fumble the ball. You need to look at this better, and you need to be able to look at your team better too." He's the one who taught me that sometimes I look at my roster and I think, oh, this team's going to be competitive. Well, not in a 24-team league. This team doesn't have a snowball's chance of winning. And he's shown me better assessment of how to look at your team to see if they truly have a chance, better game management. He and Dennis have just been huge. And watching videos like this, I'm hoping that more and more people will kind of get into this game as a result. Because, that's how I found my way to it.
Yes, those are 2 great guys, and it's good to have them.
They're great ambassadors for the league, no doubt. But yeah, I'm glad you could join. I've been in this league 5 years and never had a chance to say hi. So thank you again for letting me be a part of this. It's really an enjoyable. It is my favorite league. I have to admit, it's really a lot of fun, and I'm excited to be in the playoffs this year. So I hope I can make some noise. Well,
thanks for being in the league, and both you guys, good luck this playoff season.
Thank you, Larry. Please join us for another broadcast if you can. We'll be here. I'll try to put together 2 more of these. I can't do tomorrow mornings, but I'll do Saturday afternoons. I'll definitely be on for that. So if you can hop on in, please do. Okay.
All right, man.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Nathan, I guess we'll just have to wait around to see who you're going to wind up playing. I don't care for what you wish for. I think both of these clubs, it could be. New Orleans is a tough out too. That's not a bad club actually at 9-7. I don't think there's an opponent that you truly would be looking for in this. It's like, yeah, I got a better shot at him.
I played New England, New Orleans, and Philly, and they were all tough. So
yeah. What was your only loss this year? Who was it?
Jim Riley, Southern California.
No kidding. Yeah. Wow.
I had to play him twice. He was tough in the second game too.
Yeah, he was tough for me too. I had to figure out a way to get 1 win in this last quarter. I could very easily have gone 0-4. He just turned the ball over a few times, but no, that was. I'm glad to be in it. All right, man. Well, we'll have to wait till next week to see what happens. We got 2 big games tomorrow. Maybe Dennis will come on or Tom will come on and broadcast that one. But look forward to seeing whoever in the world your opponent's going to be next week. It's going to get fun now. We're going to have some big time teams in here coming up soon. Almost all going to be double-digit wins, so it'll be interesting.
Yep. Thanks for doing the broadcast.
Hey, thank you, man. Please look forward to if you can join us tomorrow for one or both of those. Please do. Okay.
I think I actually have a day off now. I didn't think I was going to have. So.
Oh, that's it, man. That sounds great. Yeah, I'll get with Dennis or Tom to see if I'd hate for that one not to. I've got a friend of mine's coming to my house. We're moving a gun safe out of my basement to his son, who's like a big time hunter. He's got rifles. I moved into a new home that has a gun safe that I just don't need it. And so we're going to be trying to take that out of the house tomorrow. I've already had that set up. I had no idea that they were going to set that up for tomorrow at 10, so I'm just not going to be able to do it. So maybe Dennis can wake up crack of dawn, or maybe Tom Cook can wake up crack of dawn to get that taken care of. So I'm sure they'll post it, but I'll definitely be there for the afternoon game. So hope you're there, man. All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. So that's your final score. Philadelphia 28, Oakland 23. Oakland finishes the season at 11-6. So congratulations to Tim Bowler, as he will continue to add to this team to improve. But the upset sprung tonight by the 9-7 Philadelphia Eagles by longstanding coach Dave Szymanski, who now is 10-7. And so he'll have to wait to see what New England's going to do against the New Orleans Saints. That'll be a game that also will take place this weekend. So the winner of that game, well, we'll just have to wait to see who's going to wind up playing Tennessee, good grief, who's going to wind up playing Houston or Tampa Bay. Houston with 15 wins, Tampa Bay with 14. This does not look like a 9-7 club to me. It's going to be a tough out where either club is going to wind up getting that. So we'll see what's going to happen here moving forward, but we'll get those other two games done this weekend. We'll start scheduling out the divisional playoffs next week. So thank you again for listening to this broadcast. We'll close it out here by looking at the grid. Again, as you can see, there's Philly and Oakland on the left, the AFC, Dallas, and Shreveport. We can tell you that Dallas has advanced. So Dallas will be taking on the Los Angeles Rams in the divisional round. The Seattle Seahawks will take on the winner of the Grand Rapids Rampage or the New York Giants, which was 9-6, and I believe Grand Rapids was 11-5. You can move Oakland over to the divisional round. They will either take on Houston or Tampa Bay. And they will we'll have to see who wins tomorrow between New England. Whoever wins tomorrow between New England and New Orleans. If New England wins tomorrow, they will be taking on Tampa Bay. If the Saints win tomorrow, they will face off against the top seed Houston Oilers. And then Philadelphia will take on Tampa Bay. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll know by the time Sunday rolls around. Again, these games will be broadcast. Check out the Autumn Wind website. Again, thank you, Larry, for popping in. We appreciate it very much. And Nathan, it's always great to have you in these broadcasts too. And hopefully when we have these broadcasts moving forward, please join us. Okay. We're just having watch parties here. Nothing fancy. Thank you very much. Autumn Windies. Good night here in February 2021. God bless everybody and stay safe.